welcome to Fen Tour. 3 days I've had this beautiful machine and not ridden it 1 inch. Just wheeled it in and out of the garage. Why? Well, it arrived on Friday and it went straight in the garage. And then on Saturday at 9 AM, a couple of guys came from Supershield Automotive and they prepared this bike for road use in terms of getting the paint absolutely perfect, sorting out any blemishes, and then ceramic coating it. But they didn't just do this, they also did the new Ribelle, which is looking absolutely stunning now. Better by a long way than the day I picked it up. Anyway, rather than talk, standing here looking at it, which is nice, let's ride. My first ride. Ooh. And look at this fancy screen. Goodness, look at that. Right, let's get on the road. So, my first time in the Fens, just 5 miles so far. Very comfortable, well, as I'd expect, the same as my R1250. No, R12, this is R1200. It's a very windy day, as you may be able to tell, and here, not that it's a problem for a big GS. Now, one of the things I'm always a stickler for, you may or may not agree, is running in the bike as it should be. So not giving it the full beans, about 5,000 RPM tops, and making sure you're not at a continuous constant speed, stopping, starting, accelerating, round corners, twisty roads. That's what we need. Now the dashboard, I spent 2 hours fiddling around with it in the garage the other evening. Still haven't worked out everything. I think I've got the headset set up so I can listen to music, all that sort of stuff, and control it from the display rather than from the nav. It never worked that well. One of the immediate things I'm noticing is that the gearbox is much smoother than the 1200, and the auto shifter particularly very nice. So why didn't I ride this for 3 days? So the guys were doing the paint protection yesterday and I had to wait 24 hours before riding, which is 25 hours ago since they did it. So it's the evening now. Well, luckily the clocks have changed, and it is 26 hours, including the clocks changing, by the way. I didn't forget that extra or less hour that we've had today. Or is it more of an hour? I don't know. Anyway, it is 25 hours since they finished applying the coating. Well, I shut down recording back there because the alarm went off at home. The alarm monitoring company called Intruder. Got back, opened the garage, and there was the cat. Great. So maybe the cat won't go in the garage again. Dear, oh dear. So it was great. The phone call came through ever so clearly with the display here. So it's quite nice. The digital display's already paid for itself. Not paid for itself, been useful. See what number was calling and everything. So good stuff. Awesome bikes. Little toy ones. Makes a nice sound actually, the engine on this bike. It's a bit slicker, it sounds a bit silkier than the 1200. As for performance, I've got to wait. Get it running. Anyway, I've discovered how to heat my bottom. So this is the first time on a bike ever, not it's that cold, it's 13 degrees, that I've had a heated seat. And I have to say, it's quite nice. Even though I don't really need it. I've got the heated grips on a very gentle setting as well. Heated gloves are, well, I think the batteries are gone in them. So yeah, heated grips are just gently keeping me slightly warm in that department. Nice. Very nice. So this being the 2021 R1250GS, it's got some features that I think weren't on last year's model. Heated seat being one of them, I think. But also the adaptive headlights. So even though the guys at Lind kindly fitted all of my Denalis off the 1200 onto this bike, so I'll be able to see like it's daylight at night time. I'm going to turn them off later and just see how the dynamic headlight works. It should point around corners and keep level, so it should have much better vision with just the main headlight. And that combined with the Denali is just going to be stupidly good at riding at night. Otherwise, it feels the same really as the 1200. Same soft, gentle ride in road setting. The same firmness, sure-footedness in dynamic. On the suspension, that is. All in all, can't really fault it. Couldn't fault the 1200. What did I expect? To find a fault? No, not really. Nothing. Anyway, let's talk about the guys from Supershield Automotive. Well, they were on my drive for 9 hours yesterday. It took them several hours to prepare the bikes, especially the Energica that had done it's done now over 600 miles of riding through sludge and mud, so that took a bit of getting clean. But even preparing the paint on a brand new GS was quite a reasonable amount of work for the guys. And pop round this roundabout, shall we? But what they did say, and thumbs up to Lind, is that normally when they get to work on a BMW, for most dealers, they're pretty shocking. Be prepared, or not even prepared at all, just, awful. Swirl marks, not really that clean. We've just taken the protective wrapper off and given it to the customer with a number plate on. Well, I gave some good credit to Lind, saying that the bike had been prepared quite well and was pretty clean, pretty well presented. Well, it looked good to me anyway. At the Energica, as you can see in this view, wow, look at that, absolutely crazy good. The blacks gleam now, the plastic blacks. And Peter from Supershield, he gave a lot of credit to the Energica in terms of the quality of construction compared to other bikes he prepares. And I have to say, as an engineer myself, well, not really an engineer, but someone that is involved with engineers, in a big way, 15 of them actually, I really appreciate good machining, and the Energica has absolutely gorgeous machining. All the CNC billet components that come as standard, battery casings, even bits you can't see are beautifully finished and hard anodized. Wonderful. God, it's windy today. Well, it's a very comfortable place to be, a GS, R1250GS. Nice warm bottom. Nice warm hands. The wind being directed around me beautifully. Now, one thing you may notice or may not notice is the screen on this is from the Adventure R1250 Adventure, or R1200 Adventure actually, because that came off my 1200. It's just because I'm a little bit tall. The standard 1200 screen always gave a lot of buffeting, and that just directs enough over to keep the wind off me quite nicely. So very good, very nice indeed. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm enjoying my ride. Well, it's looking like a lighter evening. A grey day today, stay dry. And I'm just riding into Suffolk for an evening poo tour. So good, the clock's changed last night, or this morning, or whenever. Look at that, 6:13, still daylight. It's good, but also bad because I want to test the lights. Oh, I do like the hill hold on this. It's really good. These roads are fun, aren't they? Now there is some sludge on the roads, dry mostly, but oh well. It was only going to stay clean for a short while. Away, come on. Great fun, these little quiet roads on the GS. Suspension soaking the bumps up, good vision, comfort, get into your power, even though I'm just going carefully. Pub shut, as every pub is, annoyingly. I'm going to head back because I'm getting hungry. So thanks ever so much for watching Fen Tour today. Hope you've enjoyed seeing the shiny bikes. Well, I'll see you very soon. Bye.